Welcome to the beer reviews for this week. I know I've been absent for a while. I know I've been busy. Hey cat. I'm sorry I have not. I just uploaded the previous video. I've had some issues with some editing. Just had to clear that up and get that out. I'm gonna do some beers. First off, meet Henry. Hi. First off, I'm going to do some reviews of some beers that I do not have with me. First is the Effin' Heffin' by Skookum Brewing Company. I gave it a 4.2. Yes, I'm using my phone as a cheat sheet. The Effin' Heffin' it had kind of a sour, kind of like funky flavor, but other than that, it was a decent Hefeweizen. Next is the Portage Bay Pilsner. I'm giving it just a complete 4. It was a pretty decent Pilsner. It had some really earthy notes to it, but it was really kind of had this very good right amount of a little bit of hops, a little bit of a sweet character. Then there's Ambrosia Maibach by Elysian Brewing Company. I gave it a 3.7. Really sweet. It had earthy tones as well, but kind of a very sweet, kind of very solid beer. Like I said, Ambrosia Maibach 3.7. Son of a Beach, Azaka Summer Ale 3.5. It wasn't too much of a. It wasn't too hoppy, but it was just hoppy enough to kind of irritate me a little bit. But it was okay. It had some sweet notes. It had this kind of a bready flavor to it. Very light, but yeah. Then there's the Cherry Saison from the Ram Brewing Company. 3. Where's the cherry? It has some sour notes. Besides that, I couldn't find any cherry in my beer. Blah. Then there's Farmlandia from Iron Horse Brewing Company as a Saison, 4.0. A nice amount of sweet, like a nice amount of bitter versus sweet versus these floral notes for Farmlandia. So here we go. I got some beers here. First off is from Olympia Coffee Roasting Company and Three Magnets Brewing Company is the Bonko Palm Sugar Ale. I'm going to give it a 4.5. Kind of a sweet, kind of like coffee flavor with this caramel-like South American dessert flavor that shows up. Bonko is a cooperative of 400 farmers located in the Urashef, Ethiopia. Olympia Coffee Roasting Company has been buying their coffee since the co-op's formation in 2012. Bonko is now a legendary natural processed coffee. It is dried in the sun with the cherry pod or fruit still intact, a method that promotes intense fruit notes in the cup. Yeah. It just tasted like a very interesting beverage. 4.5, delicious. This is Deschutes Big Rig. It's a classic pub ale. Yeah, 2.8. Not anything real. It's just the hops are the only thing that really stands out. It's not really that great. Big Rig. Yeah. So here's the Persic Saison. It's an ale brewed with peaches by Avery Brewing Company. I can taste a bit of the peaches. It's got this very spiced flavor that comes out at you. I'm gonna give this 3.8. I'm not a real big peach fan, but it was different. And it has my cheat sheet. Double check this. Wander Ale. It's a Belgian style blonde by Wander Brewing Company. It was 3.7. Yeah, it's okay. It's not that. It's nothing to write home about. It's a decent beer. Eh, got this kind of like this like wheat and like biscuity notes thing. Eh. Montamara Summer Ale by Pacific Brewing and Malting Company. Besides the hops and the bread notes, there's nothing to this. I thought about it after drinking it. I'm gonna give this a 2.3. It's If there's nothing else to drink, I drink this, but nothing to write home about. Now here there are two beers on the last of the docket that are quite interesting. Cactus wins the lottery, a Berliner Weiss sour ale with prickly pear. Yeah, they look like they're going to Vegas. Cactus. It's got a lot of fruit notes with the right amount of sour and tang. This is very good. It's like taking, if you could basically find prickly pear cactus Sour Patch Kids and throw them in a blender with this is good. It's by Ex Novo Brewing Company. Never even heard of them. At Ex Novo, we believe in making things right. We strive to make the best possible beer for you and your friends. You did that. We also work hard to help others make things right, both in our city and around the globe. So they're superheroes. As a non-profit brewery, we craft distinct and enjoyable beers and donate 100% of our net profits to organizations building a better world. So when you drink this beer, you're helping those in need. Superhero Brewing Company. Now, I have not really been impressed by Maui Brewing Company before. This is a limited release. The Perot's White. It's a wit beer. And you know, like this. But you always give wit beers good reviews. But this one, I've had bad experiences with Maui Brewing Company. But, hear me out. This is one of the best wits that I have ever had. I'm giving this a perfect score of 5. Why? It just, the spices stick out more, and it has this very creamy finish. It's very, very good. It's something I never had in a beer, not in a wit beer. It's almost kind of like if you could turn a wit into a shake. 5. Very delicious. If you can find this, please drink this. So, Shin Gojira has been released in Japan. It hasn't been released officially in Japan. It has come out and the red carpet, and it has been reviewed. No one's saying anything. There are rumors of other creatures that are being born from Godzilla's body, which is interesting. But look what I got for my birthday. Here he is, and yes, look at that tail. The hell is going on with that? There's all kinds of bones sticking out. I don't know. Long, super long tail. Very scrawny little arms. Big thunder thighs. Weird feet with extra toes. That's my Shin Gojira. Also, I've been battling a battle I've been embarrassed to talk about before, but has anyone ever had bed bugs? Okay, now this used to be back in the at one time it was common, then it became like the only certain people like of the Dregs Society would get it. But now it's become an issue because if you have one apartment in a building that gets bed bugs, usually all of the apartments are going to get bed bugs. I had an infestation, a mild infestation, about a few months back. I threw away my bed in Box Springs, vacuumed, froze the room, and put it on a freaking sauna, and I thought I got rid of them. There was like one that was hiding behind, that basically hid behind a picture and survived that way, and some actually lived in one of my jackets. So I've been trying to fight fight them. I've made progress. They're not as entrenched as before. There's a few that are just like one or two little ones I've been trying to deal with and squash. I've been finding like little youngins. But here's the thing. I found this out. If you ever get this case, And probably nowadays with the issues of how, especially if you live in an apartment, you're going to have to deal with them. And especially if you deal with slumlords, you're going to have to deal with them. Well, how do you deal with bed bugs? Hey, here's what you do. You can see if you lay out traps, they're non-toxic, they'll attract the bed bug. And see if you have them in the first place. Also, putting tape around your bed, sticky tape, is a good way to stop because those little bastards will get stuck. But here's the interesting thing, they do not reproduce like other insects. Other insects lay eggs like a few hundred a day, or a few hundred a week, or a few thousand. They only produce one egg a day, so they're like little chickens. Next day. But the thing is, they do not need to feed for months at a time. That's the issue. They can go into stasis. Their eggs can go into stasis for long periods of time. So if you destroy the initial infestation, you may not be able to, you may run into them later. So, yeah, interesting thing. Hopefully we get a sequel to Shin Godzilla, because from what the rumors are, spoilers, there's some kind of being that spawned from his body. Maybe turns into another Godzilla. By the way, Purple Breath, yes, I like it. I'm digging it. Something new. It's just a whole different way to reinvent the character. But well, I can see it. I can see it. I wonder if we will get a sequel. But on the other thing, we're getting Pacific Rim 2 with the guy who played Finn from Star Wars. Not only that, we're getting Kong Skull Island. The trailer dropped. Samuel L. Jackson. Every time I see him, I want to say, there's too many snakes on this plane. I'm not going to go into the expletives, but oh well. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm really interested to see how Pacific Rim 2 goes. And how Legendary is going to throw Kong and Godzilla together. We'll see. And depending, we may get a sequel with this guy, alright, replicant, if the rumors are true, of this guy. So, hey, there's been your beer reviews. If you can find it, drink it. If you can find it, drink it. Woo-woo! I have no idea what that is, but... yeah, please, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Share, review, subscribe if you like me going on babbling. Hey, and also I'm introducing you to probably beers you've never have seen before or heard of. Or just making a fool of myself. Like this. Ugh!